It's your boy Yule.
I'm Margaret.
And this is Can We Talk About It? And today we have a Valentine episode for you. For all you lovers out there.
And for all of you that are,
No, not y'all. All you lovers out there.
Listen, the man gets married and now he thinks...
Hey. Life changes. So this one's for all you lovers out there.
Okay. All right, so let's get started. What we're going to do is we're going to run through some, topics in the world of romance and a little friendly debate. Mm-hmm. I don't know that we necessarily disagree on all of these.
Yeah,
we'll see.
We'll see.
We're going to see it organic, live, in the moment, because we didn't actually just go through these beforehand.
Yeah.
So we did no preparation.
None.
That's great.
But we'll find out how each other really feels.
Yeah. So number one, hotly contested issue. Can you be friends with an ex?
Woo! Damn.
That's crazy because, you do that.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about it in the general sense. I think people can be
Oh, so wait, the general sense, so it's only okay when Yule does it? But
I'm a different breed, baby. I'm just,
Alright.
Can you be friends with an ex? I think it is definitely possible to be friends with an ex, but I don't think it's recommended. It depends what kind of ex too. I think if the relationship was deep and it lasted for a very long time, and there are barriers and emotions that you guys shared, or moments that you guys shared that just too much to get over and just continue into a friendship after that. I do not think you should be friends with that person because there's so much history there,
right?
That it's okay, even for a significant other or somebody else you might be in a relationship in the future, I think that might be uncomfortable for them, or
right.
But like I said, I think if you're mature enough to manage it, go, sure.
It's interesting that you specify that you think it can't work when it was a really deep, long relationship. Because don't you feel so my longest relationship was 4 years, so it's not I'm coming from a place of mega experience when I make this statement. But I feel when you're with someone for a really long time, after a while, you maybe the love changes, so it can be less romantic, less passionate, less hot. I hope not. That sounds boring as fuck, but it just seems.
Yeah, and then you just fizzle out, and you're let's just be friends, and then
you almost
handshake.
have a platonic love,
I think the opposite, because I feel if you spend so much time and energy with somebody, I think you were really trying to build something, and at the point that breaks apart or is diminished, then it's why waste literally any more seconds of my life with this person?
I mean, what if you just would miss them?
That's why'd y'all break up then?
Because you only you have it's the relationship changed, the spark is gone,
Yeah, nah.
I'm not gonna say never, because of course there are probably always exceptions where people make it work. And probably if you have a kid, you want, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to kind of be friends.
Okay, yeah, for sure, for sure.
But in general, I just don't think it's a good idea, and I think I think it definitely has to be a conversation with your partner if you're not single. But what if you want to be friends with someone who is your ex, and your partner's no?
That's a good question.
I
don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't know what to tell you.
So you would still be friends with that person if your partner expressed discomfort?
I mean, it honestly, like I said, again, depends on the relationship. I don't know. I just don't. Would you? Would you be friends with someone that?
I don't like when people tell me what to do. I don't think I would tell someone that they can't be friends with someone else, but I'd be these are the boundaries I want. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
But then there's also if someone came to me that way, I would respect that. But there's also the idea that if you have to tell someone not to do something, you know what I mean? There's those that they're gonna do, right, and they're probably still gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day, right?
Facts.
They're just not gonna tell you about it.
I don't know if you should be in that relationship. That's weird. If you don't trust them enough to just not do it without you telling them to
right,
then it's.
Yeah, if I have to be please don't take your ex-girlfriend out for weekly dinners, and that's not something I should have to tell you. That's.
Why don't your ex go out every week on Fridays? I want to go out with you on a Friday.
Exactly.
That's kind of weird. I think that's beyond the boundary.
I had a friend, her boyfriend used to take his ex out like for dinners and like they like I don't know, they did a lot of date shit. And she told him like it wasn't cool, and he was just like, why are you trying to take away my friends? That's when you gotta go.
Yeah,
and she
I think that there's definitely a boundary there that has to be saying, and he didn't get it.
No.
So
that kind of leads us into our next topic, which is toxic relationships.
Yeah.
Love them, hate them, love to hate them. Do you have like a favorite? I have a favorite toxic relationship.
What's your favorite TV toxic relationship?
Ron and Sammy, sweetheart from Jersey Shore. That it was iconic.
That's a good one. I'll give you that. That's a good choice. But why?
I mean, this is how bad it was. I was so upset that they didn't end up together, and this man was like verbally abusive. Like he was like it just had such an impact on me. Like I feel like in my head I can still hear Ron. And even
oh my God.
when I get mad at John, I feel like I'm like, Jonathan! And I'm like, John!
Just call him Ron from now on. Let's see if he pisses him off. Yeah, that's a pretty solid one. I think they were highly toxic.
They were, but like
that show was so good.
Wanted that drama. I remember people would be like, "I'm so sick of the drama between Sam and Ron." I'm like, "No, you're not. That made the show." Because now they have the family reunion, and I watched, but like it doesn't have that.
Oh, they had a reunion. I fell off of that. I didn't even know.
Yeah, because it doesn't have that boiling toxicity of the first few seasons when Mike was an addict and Ron and Sammy were abusing each other.
For my TV toxic relationship, I have to go with Laura Winslow and Steve Urkel.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Why?
Why not? This man chased him his entire life, and the only time she showed any interest is when he ultimately turned into fuckboy mode.
Right.
And that's as toxic as it gets.
Well,
imagine someone like dousing with love, or imagine you chasing someone, dousing them with love and affection for like pretty much forever, but then like you get a makeover and you just become more of an asshole. And that's like really all that changed about you.
So you do you have to like someone just because they're really nice and they'll do everything for you?
Absolutely
and
not.
You said, but you said like it's the same guy just with sex appeal.
I mean,
there we go.
But this is my thing.
Now you're sexually attracted to the person.
I mean, but he didn't change. It's not like this man came and like had a new face. It's not like he looks like them because all he did was like really take off his glasses.
Right.
And like
have a new attitude.
I mean, yeah, but again, this is still the same person that, like I said, showed you love and affection and all that stuff. But then even there was points where she wanted that love and affection that Steve was giving her, but with his like swag, and so it was like.
Yeah, I mean, do I think that she made good choices in terms of what she wanted in a romantic partner?
No, she's toxic.
No, but I feel like if you're not attracted to somebody because of their vibe, which happens sometimes, someone could be like an okay looking person, they can be like cool, you like them as a friend, but they don't have that like thing that you're attracted to.
Absolutely.
And then if they develop it, if they're basically not that little boy anymore, no. But
hey,
it is like
sounds like you're toxic.
No.
What
about I don't remember her name, the chick that liked Urkel.
Oh yeah, he was toxic too because he did the same thing Laura did to him with her. Like it was that show was great. I'm gonna rewatch that.
Going from toxicity to like taking L's. You remember your biggest rejection or the biggest L you took romantically?
I feel like it was definitely when I was younger, and
you was not taking any L's recently.
Nah, I'm married. I remember this because like we worked together, and I legitimately liked her, and like she kind of liked me back too. Like we were just, like hang out every so often. But I remember there was a dude that came to our job every day to like pick her up. And it was just like, it wasn't her boyfriend, it was just like some dude that liked her. And like, he would literally make the time and effort to come to this job every day.
Damn.
And at one point I was just like, and he clearly liked her.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm not going to be in that love triangle of trying to like.
But what if she didn't like him? What if he was just a Steve Urkel on the phone?
I mean, that's why I took an L, because I was like, you know what? I'm just have to let you have it, because she liked him enough to leave work with him every day, and like
she liked him for a ride.
Son, we was too young to have rides.
Oh, you mean he took her on the train?
I don't know where he took her. I wasn't there for that, all right? But I wasn't going to be part of it.
All right, I feel
so. Yeah, that was.
That's like an L light. That's
exactly,
like
yeah.
not as.
Yeah, it's a lowercase L. Yeah.
All right, whatever you go.
Most recent rejection. It's from my wife. Had to chase her down, and put work in to get here because she dubbed me.
Really? Me and dubbed you?
But we're married now, so guess what? Who wins? Me. Capital W.
L to a W. Mine was definitely like. In the long term, probably not an L, because I'm like, it was a good like way to end this situation. But so I used to date a guy. You actually knew him, which was crazy. Like not because I was dating him, but
yes.
They used to work together or something. So he had some issues. So I don't want to like shit on him too much. But he was he's going through some stuff. And one day he called me from his mom's, and he was like, oh. I'm at my mom's house. I'm like having a rough time. Like, can you come over? Mind you, we were actually not together at that point. We had already broken up. But I had said, foolishly, I'll never say this again. I was like, if you never need anything, because I knew he was going through shit, hit me up, I'll be there. And I wanted to keep my word. Like, I wanted it to be a sincere offer. I was actually at a fucking Mets game and I left, right? This is the first
when he needed you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm there. I'm going to his mom's. I call him. I'm like, yeah, I'm like 5 minutes away. He's like, oh, never mind. I'm fine. Like, you don't have to come. And I was like, what? And he was like, no, it's okay. And I was like, well, I'm already here. He's like, I have another girlfriend now. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know why you called me then. And he was like, she's here right now. And I was like, then the three of us could have a conversation about why you hit me up. Because I knew he was lying. So I get there, right? And I knew his mom's last name, and I'd actually been to the house, but I didn't remember where she lived exactly. So there were 3 people with that same last name. So I rang all 3. 2 of them came down, and like they knew him, and they knew like the situation, like with like what he was dealing with. So they were like, okay, like we'll help you get in the apartment, right? So they tried to get the landlord. The landlord is acting like I'm fucking crazy. Like I'm some crazy bitch. Like,
you sound like crazy.
I do. I know. Because I was worried. I'm not going to go into like the details of like what was going on with him, but like I was concerned.
I feel you.
Just like trust that there was reason.
But also, I feel like the landlord is also justified in his feelings.
100%. Because this is what happens. He comes down and he's like, yeah, I saw him go into his mom's, but like he didn't leave, so he's probably still there. So if he's not answering, he probably doesn't want to come out. And I was like, okay, I'm trying to like explain this situation, and the landlord's like, I don't know anything about that, ma'am. And I'm like, all right, facts. So at this point, I've been there like 40 minutes. That's like, this is really pathetic. So I'm starting to leave, and I run into his mom, and she's like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, this is what happened. So she's like, nah. Typical, insert his name here. So she's like, all right, let's go. Let's figure it out. So we go upstairs. His little brother's there. His little brother is like, when the doorbell rang, he freaked out and he climbed out the window. He jumped out the window because it was a 2-story.
Wait,
he jumped
not
out.
A first floor window?
Nope, he jumped out the window. There was like a roof, so I'm guessing he jumped on the roof and then scaled it. I really don't know. And it was like a back alley, and he like ran away. A man deadass jumped out a window to get away from me.
Like, there's so many images in my head of a man like jumping out a window. Like when you said it first, I pictured like a man just straight jogging out of a second floor window. Then you said a roof.
It was
and
like
I pictured like a climb out and then like
a
a scaffold down.
That's what I'm
thinking.
thinking.
And then the third option, I was like, what if there was no roof and like he just like did the tie some bed sheets together method and just like scaled his way.
Or like
either way, doesn't matter what option he chose. This man left through an apartment second floor window.
Yeah.
To avoid you.
Yeah, I want to say it was about 20 feet. Yeah. So that was probably my biggest L. And my most recent, which is not so bad because that was like 4 or 5 years ago. So.
Alright, so you've been winning since then, huh?
I mean, comparatively.
Yeah.
Since this is our Valentine's Day episode, do you think that Valentine's Day and maybe the concept of romantic love in general is overrated?
those are two parts, but I think Valentine's Day is overrated. The concept of romantic love is not. Because, like you said, it's a Hallmark holiday. And I think anything that's just like a holiday just for shits and giggles, like, there's like no real historical context.
Excuse me, you've never heard of Saint Valentine? I'm not even making a joke.
Yes.
No, you haven't.
I said. Anyway, like I said, there's pretty much no rhyme or reason to it at this point, and people just do it for, again, shits and giggles. I think, like I said, if you like somebody, this kind of only just gives you like an excuse to ask people out that you'll probably never see in the next year. But hey, I mean,
have you gone out on Valentine's Day before with like someone random? You think that really happened? I did that. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've done that. Yeah, I've done that.
I was like, bitch, you did that.
I was like,
so interestingly, I'm almost the opposite. But this is a bias because I love Valentine's Day. And I even love Valentine's Day when I was single.
Oh my God, the woman loves Valentine's Day.
But I liked it when I was single. I liked it when I was single too.
Why?
Because I like candy. I like red, and I like dressing up, I like going out.
I like all of those things that you just said.
Right, so you like Valentine's Day.
That does not.
You like Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is the day of these things. And I like love. I think love is beautiful. Do I think romantic love is overrated? Like I said, love in all its forms. I think in our society we overemphasize romantic love in favor of other loves. You know what I'm saying? Like familial or like friendship love. Like the focus is always romantic love, which I think is why you end up seeing people end up in a lot of toxic shit because they're like, I will put this above everything. You know, and this is like what I got. This is the most important love. You know, and I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, that's a good way to sum it up.
All right. So that was our Valentine's Day episode.
Let us know what you guys are doing for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. And feel waiting.
For all you lovers out there and no one else. Yeah. This is Can We Talk About It? It's your boy Yule.
I'm Margaret.
We will catch you next time.
Bye.
Love you.
That was good.
This nigga said, I love candy and red.